This is Bangkok International Preparatory and Secondary School. And also, I want to properly introduce you, which is Bangkok International Prep and Secondary School, or as everybody lovingly knows it is Bangkok Prep, is one of the leading international schools in Thailand. The school operates as one school, two campuses, a primary campus in Sukhumvit 53 and a secondary campus in Sukhumvit 77. The program of study is based on the national curriculum of England, demonstrating annually high-quality education to students from nursery to year 13. And the school also offers the extended Project Qualification, which can support students' application to the very best university education worldwide. So that said, here we are. Shazam. I don't know. Or can we get closer? Does that work?
Hello.
Fantastic. Wonderful to meet you. And I'm going to completely butcher your family name there. So instead of me doing it, would you mind telling everybody what is your full name, Mrs. Laurie?
Colyer-Charusorn. So my husband is Thai.
Well, I assumed that. I figured that out. Fantastic. And as I did for our first speaker, I teed you up and sort of gave your traditional blurb about Bangkok Prep. But is there anything that you would like to put on top of that before we start the comments in the chat?
Sure. I mean, Bangkok Prep is such a special school. How to put it up into a few sentences. I mean, we do so much to support the children, and we have a huge focus on sustainability. This is kind of one of our highlights as a school. It really kind of defines us. It's where we place a lot of emphasis and focus. So this is kind of, if we wanted to pick one area that really defines and kind of drives the curriculum forward, sustainability is a huge part of who we are and defines us as a school. You mentioned already that we're one school, two campuses. So our primary campus is located in Tong on Sukhumvit 53, and the secondary campus is located in Sukhumvit 77. Some exciting news for our school is that we are actually building a new primary campus right next door to the secondary campus on Sukhumvit 77, and that will be ready in August 2023. So the school will be one school, one campus coming soon in August 2023.
So then the obvious question is, does that mean that the Tong campus will be shut down or repurposed or?
Well, at the moment, we are going to be leaving the Tong campus and moving over to Sukhumvit 77. A lot played into that decision. We basically, the new campus has been designed to be future-proof. So air purification systems within all the buildings. The area in Sukhumvit 77 is kind of this oasis in Bangkok. It's located in a residential area, so there is a ton of greenery around. We are actually located next to Siri campus, which has June Farm, which is right next door. So there's organic fruits and vegetables, chicken, sheep that you can feed, that kind of thing. So we partner a lot with Siri campus for a lot of outdoor things. It's just the facilities are going to be upgraded and modernized. It's just going to be also a key opportunity to bring siblings together. We have been one school, two campuses for quite some time, but starting in August 2023, we will be reuniting families together to be in the same location. One important key point, though, is that for families that do live in Tong area, we will and are exploring different transportation options to help those families that were really located close to Tong to get them on a shuttle bus that's a 10-minute drive down to the new campus on Sukhumvit 77. So actually the location of the new campus is really, really close to the Tong campus anyways.
And do you find it more and more, I guess, one of the questions that I always had is more and more of the city moving that way? Is it a strategic move to be, located out there and pushing, I guess, what is that, east? Boy, I'm directionally challenged, I think.
I think, one thing that's really interesting is that the Sukhumvit 77 campus is super convenient. We're located near to the Onut BTS, which is a 5-minute shuttle provided by the school every morning, but we're also located directly next to the expressway. And what that means is that families that are living in areas that you don't think of necessarily being too close are actually not that far away. One thing that was actually kind of surprising when we started looking to see where our families living, we actually had quite a few families, a significant portion of the families living in Saturn. And if you got on the expressway, it's not that long to get to the school. So it's actually, I would almost say, even more conveniently located because we have access, whether you're going by car, BTS, we're very easily accessible to everyone.
Excellent. Awesome. I want to remind everyone first that we're live here with Miss Laurie from Bangkok Prep. So if you do have a question, if you're listening in on YouTube or on Facebook, throw it in the chat or in the live chat there on the top of the screen, because we do see these questions. And that's the whole reason of having these speakers and these specialists here, so that we can have these live conversations and answer some of these questions. But also, if you are watching this, there is a recording as well. There will be a recording of this as well. So if you can't stick around for all of the schools, or you have some other thing that tears you away, there will be a recording as well. I just want to remind everybody that. Christian asks the question: what are the differences between the two campuses, and can children benefit from both? That's an interesting question.
So I mean, the Tong campus is actually our primary school. So it includes our self-contained early years. So that would be our nursery and reception class. So basically the early years area has its own location. It's got its own separate entrance. We've got dedicated classrooms for nursery and reception. We've got an early years garden that connects the two, so that nursery and reception actually share a beautiful playground, garden space, place to run. It's a little kind of school within a school for the early years area, and then also our primary school, which goes from year 1 to year 6. So that would be the Tong campus. And we also, for the primary school, the children have their own main classroom, but then each year group has a breakout space within their year group, so that it gets them out of the classroom, collaborating together with other classes, or doing group work or projects, or something that's a little bit more exciting outside of their seat. And then we've got dedicated spaces for all the sports. So we've got the sports pitch, the swimming pool, all kinds of facilities for the children to play, playgrounds and things like that. The secondary campus is located at 77, and that one would be all your specialist classes. So we follow the national curriculum for England, and offer IGCSEs and A-levels and Btec in secondary school. So you have their own dedicated sixth form suites, so where they will have their own dedicated space with direct access to university counselors, meeting spaces for sixth formers, and also spaces for them to study and do individual work on their extended project qualification, or different projects that they have going on, community service and things like that, for years 12 and 13. When in August 2023, with the new primary campus, we'll have the exact same facilities that we have here in Tong. They'll just be modernized and new. So it will be, the primary campus is literally moving over with the same facilities, but that kind of concept is going to be the same. So we'll have our own dedicated early years. We'll have, classrooms with breakout spaces for the children to utilize. And it'll just be next door to the secondary campus.
Fantastic. We have two questions that came in, and I want to make sure that we keep our eye on the clock here too, because this time goes by so fast. But you gave great descriptions of the two campuses and those kinds of things. Michelle, who or how asks, is there one best thing that you would point out about the school? Like what's your particular highlight? When you're either giving the tour, or what's that one thing that you make sure that your staff always walks the new parents by and says, hey, look at that.
So I mean, the facilities are amazing, but it's who we are as a school, I think, matters the most, because the environment and the atmosphere of the school is really important, because when parents are making a decision on which school to send their children to, what matters the most is my child happy when they come home? And I think that choosing a school is an emotional decision, and you want to make sure that your child is well looked after, that the school is prioritizing different transitions, that there is pastoral care and support for children at the school, and that that's a priority, that safety and security and the caring, nurturing environment is paramount to everything, essentially. So, with Bangkok Prep, we are a larger school, but we have a community feel. We've got two counselors, full-time counselors at both campuses that are there to support parents, children, and through anything. Our primary counselor will actually take it even one step further. Before you join the school, we try to find what are your hobbies? What do you love to do? And so that when we're choosing a buddy for that first day, that we've teamed you up with someone who has a similar hobby, a similar interest, similar personality style, so that makes that first day of school a little bit less scary. Because it's really important that transition is really well looked after. But it's not just your first day or your first week. The beauty of the National Curriculum for England is that it does set children up to be prepared for that next phase of learning. So when you're looking at transitioning from early years into Key Stage 1, which is year 1 and year 2, the year 1 teachers are making sure that they have still place in the curriculum to learn through play, and then transition into a little bit more structure. And then when you're going from Key Stage 1 into Key Stage 2, that's, it's a progression. And then once you're going in from Key Stage 3 into Key Stage 4, all of these transitions are very much prioritized and well thought out to get kids ready for that next stage in their education.
Super cool. One final question for you. Like I said, this time goes by so quickly. Terry Helene asks, do you have any support for kids with ADHD or dyslexia or other neuroplasticity, neuro functioning in elementary and secondary?
Yes, so actually we have a very comprehensive student support services department. So we have dedicated learning support teams across both campuses. We also offer EAL and those school counselors. So it's very much a team effort to make sure that kids are supported. And we do have the ability to support kids with those types of diagnoses. We would work with families on an individual case to make sure that, that everything, that systems are in place and that we are the right school for each child. So we do have quite a robust student support service program.
Cool. And I lied. There's one more question, but it sounds like it's really simple. Hyun Choi asks, is there a shuttle bus from the 77 campus to Tong Lo campus in the morning and after school?
In the morning, absolutely. So we have a shuttle bus. So if you are living in the 77 area, there is a shuttle bus that runs from secondary to primary. We do offer, because these are our younger children, there is a bus monitor on that school bus. Okay. After school, it's a little bit more tricky due to ECAs and things like that, but we can work with families on a case-by-case basis to make sure that we find a convenient way to get between the campuses. There's also a shuttle from primary over to secondary. So what we usually see probably even more often is that if you've got siblings across campuses, that families will drop off to primary campus first, drop off the younger sibling, and then older sibling hops on the bus and goes over to the secondary campus. But we, as you mentioned already, that area of town is very residential. So we do have a lot of our families that live already in the Sukhumvit 77 area. So we have transportation options for families to get over this side too.
Fantastic. Miss Laurie, and again, I'm not going to butcher your last name. Sorry. Thank you so much for taking time out to speak with us. We have a 10-minute presentation here that I want to be able to share for Bangkok Prep. So I want to take time to do that now. I want to remind everyone, though, that Laurie is here. She sees the chat. She's just, she's here as well. She can, on the Facebook chat and Google as well. So if you do have more questions, throw them in there. Or obviously reach out directly and she will answer your questions as well. But thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
And you'll give me 2 seconds to share the presentation. Just give me 1 second here. All righty. And away we go. Oops. And we'll make sure that we started. There we go.
Bangkok Prep's vision statement is to be an outstanding learning community which is internationally minded and inspiring all members to achieve their potential.
Bangkok Prep is the best school in Bangkok. I know it is. And I know it is because I feel that it is. And listening to the children and the staff, the way they talk about it, I wouldn't want to work anywhere else. The feeling when you walk in to the campus on a daily basis, every time I walk in, you can just feel that it's a vibrant, buzzing primary school. The buzz around the place is what makes Bangkok Prep quite unique, and especially the community feel we have at Prep is second to none. I've not had a community experience like this before in all the years I've been teaching.
So as a school, we recognise that developing the child as a whole beyond the national curriculum is vital to a child's education. Each week we have 136 ECAs available for our children to access. We're also very lucky to have a forest campus where the children can experience the forest skills curriculum and learn beyond the four walls of the classroom. Our children love coming to school because we have teachers who love teaching and who love making the learning engaging for the children. Happy teachers means we have happy children.
The thing that makes us an outstanding learner community is our commitment to developing all members of our community. And we do this through our curriculum, training sessions, staff and workshop for parents, making sure that everyone who's part of the Bangkok Prep community develops and grows with us.
There are a lot of roles in this school, such as eco team, which makes the school be more eco-friendly and also to help the school reuse and recycle more.
We are one of the first schools in Thailand to get the eco flag, and we're all very proud of it.
Bangkok Prep's vision statement is to be an outstanding learning community which is internationally minded and inspiring all members to achieve their potential. We are an independent school, and every year our results and the quality of education we offer gets better and better.
I see my job at the secondary school making sure that every single person here has the ability and the potential to achieve their own potential. But it also means working with our talented teachers from all around the world to make sure that they are able to bring their talents and to use those to guide the students through their pathway from secondary all the way up to university application. The other thing that we also absolutely focus on is ensuring that whatever your potential might be, sports, creative arts, academically, leadership, service-based, that you have the chance to reach that potential.
So while our curriculum has all the rigour of the national curriculum for England, we also adapt it for the context we're in so that it serves the needs of our community. For us, it's about putting young people out into the world who are going to do things to change the world for the better. So what students learn on a human level is just as important as how they do in their exams. We've got a huge range of subjects. When we plan the curriculum, the key word for us is pathway. It's about putting students on the right pathway for them.
The quality of our teaching staff, they're incredibly committed and incredibly hardworking, and they really do every day go the extra mile to make sure that our students have the best possible opportunities. It's really uplifting as a member of staff to see yourself every day working with really dedicated colleagues.
There are really exciting times here at Bangkok Prep at the moment with our outstanding world-class facilities, our expansion of our staff who are specialising throughout our vast range of sports. We're very lucky to have strength and conditioning coaches and a wraparound care that ensure that all our athletes reach their potential.
And even with two very big campuses, I would say that the Bangkok Prep community is very close.
I'll be able to work with people in different culture, people in varieties of age group.
What is really unique about Bangkok Prep is the sense of ambitions across all community members, from students, staff, and even our supportive parents. And I think that Bangkok Prep has provided me with the correct guidelines of where I want to do in my future.
because their unconditional support and love for their students is truly unique at Bangkok Prep to make sure everyone excels and propels into the future.
Btec stands for Business Technology Education Council. It's an exciting qualification that allows students to develop a range of skills that are required by universities and the workplace.
Btecs are exciting, engaging, high-quality, robust courses that complement our A-level pathway brilliantly.
Btecs are recognised by universities around the world. Particularly in the UK, Btecs can be used as a pathway towards university.
Btec is more based towards coursework, so it allows you to practice like real-life situations.
Btec students are students that enjoy learning practical knowledge and skills and are particularly interested in a subject area, that enjoy learning about real-world examples.
Btec courses are designed with employment in mind, so they would focus on practical skills, they would focus on coming out in front of the class and presenting, going out into the real world negotiating, even report writing skills and independent research tasks that they have to do.
So for sport, for example, we can use our gymnasium, we can use our swimming pool, we can use our field, and we can dictate our course to our student needs.
I think sports in general in Bangkok Prep, the facilities are world class. We have high-level coaches. For Btec, there's high-level teachers who came all the way from UK just to teach Btec subjects here.
Well, local research from KMITL suggests that students studying Btecs in Thailand actually have a professional advantage because it gives them an edge when they're entering the world of work. And really all of this is great preparation for that transition from education to the workplace.
So basically, if you want to learn real-life skills, you should really take Btec because it teaches you many things and prepare you for university for the future.
For me, Bangkok Prep feels like home. We've been abroad for 10 years, and as soon as I walked on campus, it felt like a small enough community, big enough for my children to grow in, but small enough for me to feel a connection with the teachers, all of the staff, the other parents, and the children.
They enjoy being here. They've got a great bunch of friends from various nationalities. When I came to Bangkok Prep, I found out this is the exact right size for my child. All the facilities are here. Teachers are approachable.
The location is easy access. In case of emergency, I can direct to see my children easily because it's near the main street and it's close with the BTS station.
The moment I entered Bangkok Prep, I felt this was home.
Kind of a not small, but a middle-sized school, but the quality was improving every year.
When we came here to look at the school, I saw happy staff, I saw happy admins, I saw happy children. I just walked around the campus and I saw creative thinking. I saw using the outside environment.
The teacher, parents, and the children are working together here. That's a really unique feature.
My son, who has been here for the last 8 years, still finds it to be his place, his community, and he feels comfortable, safe, secure.
I am so grateful that one of the things that happens here at Bangkok Prep is right down from head of school to head of primary to your teacher. They always emphasize, if your child is struggling with something, let us know. We'll work with them one-on-one.
I'm looking for the school that really understands the children. The school that is perfect for my daughter is the school who really care and looking for the talent in my daughter.
The sports and other activities are also so important. Fortunately, the sports and swimming very good here, and my son loves sports after joining here.
I see a lot of change for my children. They enjoy to come to school every day.
And they've all grown in their confidence. They're thriving here. They love their teachers. They love their friends.
They're just really happy. They come in every day. There's never an issue about going into school. They came here, they walked in, and the moment they walked in the school, they went, "This is the one for us, Mum." So it was an easy choice.
And now, without further ado, I would like to bring on our last specialist for today, which is Alison Cantrell. So Alison, I'm going to bring you on the stage with me now. Hello, hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. You are the head of careers and pathways at Bangkok Prep.
Yeah.
We had a good time speaking with people at Bangkok Prep earlier. And you're going to talk with us about A-levels and Btec.
I am, yes. I have some slides to share, so I'm just going to share my screen first. Let me know.
Let's see. As
You
soon
can
as you
see. Okay. I've never used this platform before, so bear with me.
No worries. We like to keep everybody on their toes.
Okay. Nope.
Can you see the little share?
I can. Here we are. I think you might see. Can you see my slideshow?
Shazam, I can. I'm going to add it to the stream now. We are cooking with gas, as we say where I'm from.
Thank you. So, hi everybody, welcome, and thank you very much for the opportunity to talk to you today. I've tried to listen in where possible to some of the other presentations, and it's been really interesting to hear all of the different schools talk about what you offer. I'm going to talk specifically about pathways in secondary school, and even more specifically pathways post-16, so what we offer in terms of our sixth form curriculum. So I think Laurie spoke to you before about our vision, but I would like to start off by just saying that our curriculum is always student-centered, and it has all of our learners in mind in terms of the development of our curriculum, but also the delivery as well. And actually, we recognize that all students learn differently, and therefore we need to cater to that in our classrooms. So we've actually, in the last few years, really diversified our curriculum to reflect that, and I'll be talking about that a little bit shortly. But I wanted to start off by talking about our curriculum lower down the secondary school, actually, because it really feeds into what we offer in the sixth form. And I recognise there'll be parents here whose children are maybe learning in a different context right now, and maybe thinking about making the switch to a different school later on. But it's useful to understand, I think, the background of a school and where a curriculum is coming from in order to better appreciate where it takes the student at the end of their journey. So definitely in Key Stage 3, we're all about offering breadth in subjects and encouraging students to explore where their interests might lie. So it's very much an exploratory phase, and what that enables students to do is to identify for themselves where their strengths lie, but also what they're really engaged and interested in. And that leads on to, by the time they reach year 10, so in the British curriculum system, year 10 is the start of Key Stage 4, and that's when they really begin to hone in on those interests and really have the first opportunity to make choices on their journey through their education. So they begin to sit formal examinations in Key Stage 4. We offer the IGCSE exams in most of our subjects, but we also offer GCSEs as well. And that's the culmination of 2 years of work in subjects of their choosing, but also some core subjects as well. So we still make sure in Key Stage 4 that there is breadth in what they study, so that they don't close down their options too early, and they're open-minded about what they might want to do in the future. So that brings us to talking about the sixth form curriculum. And very much our curriculum for sixth form students is geared towards encouraging them to become more independent and more autonomous in how they learn, so they're better prepared for higher education pathways or whatever pathways suit them best. So we design the curriculum to ensure that it's flexible and still offers some breadth whilst embracing the different needs that we recognise our students have. There's very much a focus on holistic development, and I'll talk about that briefly. But what we mean by that is developing the whole child and ensuring that they're not just about the academics. And it's great to hear actually other schools talking about this, about how the well-being is really important and ensuring that they have interests outside of their studies maybe that's more important than ever now, actually. So we do make sure that our curriculum is tailored towards that, and we support all of their future endeavours and interests. So we offer A-level courses, and these can be linear or modular. So what that means is when they choose their A-levels, some subjects will assess their learning and their understanding on a regular basis, and they might have exams at certain points within Year 12 and Year 13, and they will sit what are called AS exams at the end of Year 12 and come out with a grade. Some courses are not designed that way, and they are linear, which means that they don't sit their eventual exam until the end of the 2 years. So there are some subtle differences in how the courses are designed. We also offer the Btec, and I'm going to talk in a bit more detail about that in a moment, because I think that this is a qualification which, although it's been around for some time actually, there's some misunderstanding about what this might mean and what it is. So hopefully we can dispel some myths with that as well. But the Btec qualifications are all 2-year courses, so they last for the duration of sixth form from the start of Year 12 until the end of Year 13. We offer the extended project qualification in addition to the courses that they choose, and I'll talk again a bit more about how beneficial the extended project qualification can be. Community service, so we encourage all of our students to be service learners and to give back to the community in some way, and it's really amazing at Bangkok Prep how much the students embrace this and how much they want to do this. We do have a Smile Club. We have all sorts of initiatives working with underprivileged members of the community, and we really pride ourselves on the partnerships that we're developing there to ensure that students are understanding what the world needs, and they're developing themselves to ensure that they do offer the world something when they leave school. We also have a curriculum called Futures, which allows them to prepare for university applications, career guidance, planning for gap years, and so on and so forth as well. And then finally, they do have some core subjects to ensure balance within their curriculum. So as you can see, it's very holistic, and it ensures that we have the well-being of the student in mind, as well as their academic performance and the outcomes as well. So what are BTECs? They stand for Business and Technology Education Council, and they've been around for some time, actually on the international circuit, not quite as long, but still over 50 countries now offer BTEC qualifications. So it is not just a UK-centric qualification, although that's where it originates. And they are perfect for students who want to explore subjects from a career perspective. So oftentimes parents will ask, is a BTEC easier than an A-level? And the response to that is, it doesn't really work like that. So it's not about difficulty, it's not about challenge, it's more to do with the learner's preferred learning style. So if they prefer to be assessed in coursework, for example, if they don't particularly like examinations and they perform better over a period of time, then a BTEC might be a good fit for them. And likewise, if they like to be more practical in their learning and producing artifacts and products whilst they're learning important knowledge and skills, then it's also a great fit. So there's a real recognition with BTECs that they perfectly develop employability qualities as well, which can be really, really useful in the real world, as we know, and potentially filling the skills gap as well, so that students are not just collecting knowledge at school and then collecting more knowledge at university with no real way of knowing how to apply that knowledge. At the moment, we offer BTECs in business, in sport, and in travel and tourism, but we also have plans to introduce IT BTEC and music BTEC as well. So we're really trying to offer a diverse range of subjects and interests for our students. And I think it's really important to note as well that many of our students might study a BTEC alongside A-levels as well, and they mix and match their qualifications quite a bit, and that works really well for some students when they need a bit more support in managing their workload. I also mentioned the EPQ, so I'm just going to talk briefly about why we offer the EPQ and how great it is for students preparing for further education and higher education. It's a really well recognized, it's the extended project qualification, and it's a really, really well recognized qualification worldwide. In the UK, it can also equate to UCAS points, so it can bolster an application to university, and it can be the difference between them receiving an offer or not as well. So if they see that they studied the EPQ, it can give them some bonus points as well. But it's also recognized throughout the rest of the world because universities recognize that a student who has gone through the extended project qualification will have developed certain skills in academic writing, in research, in exploring their interests. It's a great way for students to demonstrate their interests in a great deal of depth. And also to manage their time, because a huge part of this qualification is project management and time management, which many of our students on reflection say is the most difficult part of it for them. And these are some pictures of our presentations that took place last year. We have all kinds of different topics and interesting artifacts that are produced in 5,000 word essays. It's a fantastic complement to a sixth form curriculum. And finally, I'd just like to note that whatever qualifications a student chooses to study at Bangkok Prep, it's very diverse in what we offer, but it also supports a diverse range of interests and future aspirations. So this is a breakdown of where our students in this year's cohort have applied to. As you can see, really diverse. A large majority apply to the UK, but we also have quite a few students applying to the US and obviously Thailand as well. So these qualifications can take those students to all of these places with support with their applications, of course. So I'm just going to stop sharing. I have no concept of time. I don't know how long that took. So hopefully it's around about the 10-minute mark.
Yeah, you're great. Thank you so much for putting all that information on the table for us all. It was super informative, and I love that there are multiple choices. You know, we focus so much and so often on the IB program and the IB diploma or the A levels or whatever. It's great to hear about the different options that are available for different learning. So thank you so much for presenting today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Have a wonderful morning.
You too. Bye.